1. Resistance above at 86, 93, 99, 4206. Support below at 75, 68, 61, and 54. Pivot to 81, support 75, 68, 61, 54. Resistance on the upside at 86, 93, 99, and 4206. We're in a 42 handle. All right. We have yesterday's range pretty much dialed in now. Not only yesterday's range, but Monday's range as well. So that shows you what kind of trade we're in. And so you have to be a little bit careful here and be patient. That's the key point here. Very patient is very important because that's the kind of market we're in. What is the VIX at right now? We 17 still handle. That would be kind of nice to maybe stay there for a little bit. Oh, 17 even. Ugh. We're inching our way down to 16. Not good. Not good. We like the VIX up in the mid 20s. But we've dealt with the VIX at 10. So patience is important. And understanding the market that you're trading is important. And then trading it accordingly is important. So that's where we're at. Where the objective here is to make money, not to just give money to the exchange and to the brokerage house with the fees and all the crap that they have thrown onto each trade. The VIX is an indication of volatility, not volume. Obviously, when there's more volatility, volume increases, but not necessarily. But the VIX is more an indication of volatility than it is of volume. So volume is, obviously we need volume to trade. When there's more volume, there's more opportunity because the markets move around quicker, faster, gives you better opportunity. That's just the nature of the beast, right? All right, well, we had a little fake rotation to the upside, and now we're coming back down here. Not surprising that in the first 5 minutes, you've covered the whole overnight range for the last 5 hours. That's what happens when you get extra volatility and extra volume into the market. That's why we highly suggest that you don't trade at night, because the volume is very, very small and low and can be manipulated by people who can trade a lot. And so it's not really conducive to good trading for individual traders. That's why we and besides that, I do like my sleep. So it's something that is you should kind of consider not to trade overnight. But that's the reason. One reason that we don't trade overnight is because of lack of volume and volatility. And we're also rallying. So the rally part is also part of the conversation in regards to how much opportunity we're going to get in any given day. We never know when we're going to get some volatility and some injection of something into the market. I remember today, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on your likings or not, is a Fed day. We have the Fed that's going to be releasing its announcement in regards to what the interest rate market is going to do. And more importantly, not so much as what the interest rate market is going to do, but the fact that I think everybody understands or appreciates the fact that it's not going to go anywhere. Interest rates, that is. But the conversation is going to be on the notes that come out afterwards or during, and how they change from last month's notes, and what line item they've added and what line item they've deleted. And it becomes a lot of tea leaf reading in regards to what they mean by what they said and what they did and how they're going to do it. And one person believes this thing and one person believes that thing. And so you get some crazy volatility injected into the market on a F day, which, in case you haven't noticed, we don't like. I don't like personally. And like I told you last time, probably in my losses that I've created or had on F days, I've probably floating on some kind of big yacht someplace in the middle of the big ocean. If I take all my losses from F days. So since that's not happening, and since I don't like to make my yacht any bigger, I decided not to trade on F days, especially this afternoon, because you will get some volatility and some injection of some extra volume, but I think it'll be all back and forth. Nobody's really going to know. It's hard to get anything going, but I will tell you that some people love it. They can't wait for it. And I thought I would be loving it too when I was younger and traded it, and then I realized that every time I lose money on F day, why am I still here? It always comes out at 1:00 Chicago time, and I'm still there. And I could have left like a 10. I'm still there, and like stupidly still there. I told you yesterday or the day before, I said there was only 2 days that I always lost money on. Fed Day was one of them, and my birthday was the other. And I never could understand that one either. It wasn't like I was wasted the morning of my birthday. But it's weird. Those things are weird. It happens. I am superstitious, I guess, a little bit. So anyway, it is what it is. So that's going to come out later at 1:00 ish, in case you're around, and more importantly, at 1:30 ish, there's going to be the chairman Powell is going to be having a press conference talking about the notes that they just released. So that's another exciting moment in time you don't want to be around for. All right, so that's what's happening later. Nothing coming out at top of the hour. That would be correct, Paul. Resistance is areas of resistance, which means probably we're hoping that the market would rotate off of it because there's some reason that there would be some resistance, and vice versa with support. And we would be short or long against resistance and our supplies support respectively. So yes, that would be correct. And makes sense, right? I mean, also we can use those as targets in regards to when a number. Yesterday we had a little buying opportunity. We're not always just fading the market, as maybe you're assuming here, but we also do have opportunities where we can buy the market. Yesterday, I did say that if we got above a certain level, we wanted to buy it. And I think if you did that yesterday, I think you kind of did all right, even though it was extremely slow. But today's a new day, and welcome to any of the new folks that are here. We are trading mini S&Ps on the exchange of the CME, except we're not on the floor. We used to be on the floor. We're actually trading from home in my cozy little basement, which is fine because all I'm missing is some noise out of the pits. But, ain't happening. So I guess we're not happening. It's not happening. We can handle trading from. Really, it hasn't really affected us that much, I don't think. So I just join everybody else that we reach out to. But I used to trade from the Florida Exchange, and we did have a booth on the Florida Exchange, and that was it's fun and exciting, and just to make you think that uh, to make you think that I didn't, that I had like a recording of the trading floor in the background. Some guy actually came to Chicago to visit me, and to make sure that I was actually on the floor, because he actually thought I was sitting on a beach someplace doing this instead of the Florida Exchange, basically checking it out that I'm actually am a trader. Pretty wild, if you ask me. And the amazing part is he actually admitted that to me, that's why he was there. That was the amazing part. I mean, let's just say, okay, you have your mind to check something out, but then to come and actually admit it, I just thought it was kind of funny. Still is, because everybody like throws it back at me every now and then, which is fine. I can take it. All right. As you can tell, I'm talking a lot instead of trading a lot, only because there's not much to go on. We're pretty much range bound. We did dip down to 76 and change. We had 75. So patience is important, right? Right. Patience. Let's keep saying about patience. Wait for the market to give an opportunity. And if it doesn't, that's okay. Preservation of capital, probably the most important thing we can discuss here at any given moment in time. We don't trade for trading's sake. That's for sure. All right. Back into the middle of the range here. Resistance back at still at 86. See what happens from there. The Fed Monetary Policy Setting Committee is expected to show exactly how patient it is this afternoon. Oh, look, the Fed is being patient too. Huh. They must be listening to our trading room here. Is expected to show exactly how patient it is this afternoon, revealing its thoughts on inflation, bond buying, and risks in the financial system. While the FOMC isn't expected to adjust monetary policy at the April meeting, investors will be looking for whether the officials start thinking about tapering the pace of the $120 billion monthly asset purchases, or quantitative easing, but whatever you want to say. But bond purchase, $120 billion monthly. That's a lot of cash. Most economists are expecting that to start until the central bank June's meeting at the earliest, that they will not start tapering. Thinking about. How do you like that? That's the phrases we're going to get from the FOMC. Thinking about tapering. Our stops usually, and again, this is all dependent on every individual, right? Because individuals trades differently, but we're looking for 2 to 3 point stops with a 2 to 3 point target objective. Now, we sometimes, if you're trading multiple contracts, can get a little bit more than 2 or 3 points on the trade. Yesterday was a perfect example. We dipped down to one of our levels. We bought them, and they completely reverse it very fast, very quick, and you could have easily gotten 4 or 5 points depending on how many contracts you trade. I suggest that if you can trade multiple contracts, it gives you the ability to scale out of some at 2, 3, 4, depending on the opportunity, and obviously, you get to the point where if we get stopped out about 2 to 3 points, somewhere in that range, then that's fine too. It's an acceptable level for us to be able to make some money back in case we're having a bad day. So that is where our stops are, in addition to how we scale out of our trades. Do you understand the term to kick the signal and pay the target? Never heard of it. Is that the new book you're going to write? Come out with a new phrase, like thinking about. What a statement! That who actually wrote? That's what they're going to be looking for. Welcome again to some of the new folks that are here. We are trading mini S&Ps. We're trying to find areas. Uh,
Hey, did Saul just disappear? Looks like his charts disappeared too. Something must have happened. I don't know what. This is Brad. I work with Saul. Wanted to welcome those that are coming in that are new. Welcome aboard. This is price action trading, the S&P 500 E-mini. We do this every day. Usually it's live from the trading pits in Chicago. There he is.
okay, I think it was on my end. I think I lost connection. Uh, I think so. Everybody can hear me all right now, I guess. I don't know what the hell happened there. That was goofy. Can you all hear me all right now? Can you see the charts? I think it was on my end, actually. Okay. All right, good. Sorry about that. Obviously, I was in the middle of chit chatting, and everything disappeared on me. I was like a very like, what is going on? Anyway, that's a scary thought right there. Could you imagine having a trade on and that happens to you? Right. That kind of happened to me. Like I told you one time, how I put on a trade and um, and the market moved so fast, so quickly. Everything disappeared in front of me. There was no bids or offers, and I had like a 20 lot on it, and and there was like nothing on the screen at all for me to trade to get out of this 20 lot. And obviously, it was a loser, right? Obviously, and there was literally nothing on the screen. I mean, on my platform to exit this trade. It was like weird, and it's a little scary at the same time. So it's what happens with computers. I have no idea what happened. It must have been on my end because everybody's still there. If Mark, if you can repeat the levels for us, as there they are. Thank you. Those are the levels that I was talking about right before we had a little interruption. As we quickly come back up here to the highs, we have resistance around the 86 area. And again, how you enter your trades around an area is an individualized thing. Some trade it, some get in a half a point above and below, others trade it a half a point above and below. Everybody's got their different way of entering a trade, and not to say that one person is right or the other person is wrong. It's just they're a matter of the risk tolerances that each individual takes. All right, we're just coming up here, testing this, maybe testing the 86 area, depending on, well, we didn't quite get in there at 6.5. So we'll see, I mean, at 5.5, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, again, so like I said earlier, when I was talking, we are trading mini S&Ps here. We don't believe markets go straight up or straight down. Consequently, we're looking for those inflection points that create the opportunity to scalp the market. Those levels that we've given out in the chat box area are what we're going to use as a guide for the whole day. And we can add to them, we can subtract from them, we can adjust them. It all depends on the price action at any given moment in time. And so that's what we do here every day. Can we repeat the levels one more time for us in the chat box area? There they are. All right. So that's where we're at. So if anybody has any questions, I know we have a lot of new folks in here. Please feel free to ask them in the chat box area. Whoa, there was a nice quick little move off of our 80. Well, we had 86. Again, depending on how you scale in, maybe some of you scaled in a little bit differently in regards to, how you got in, a point above and below, half a point above and below. Everybody's got a little different way of getting in. We're not going to be perfect, right? We're not going to be perfect. So it's a matter of, understanding on what the market's going to do for us, and then consequently trading around or getting into a trade around the level. Now, if we close this bar and we don't get the 86 level, it's a little bit more riskier. I will tell you that. So I would suggest making an adjustment there for the 86 level if you're going to take it at all, or just wait for the 93. Again, this is one of those situations where you have to let the price action dictate your ability to make adjustments to what we give out and the work that you do, and consequently make those adjustments according to price action. And this would be one of those situations. All right. Not only because we're not going to be perfect, like I said. So again, if anybody has any questions in chat box areas, where we want you to put them in there. Okay. So that's so again, we're talking about the FOMC. We're talking about thinking about tapering out of their $120 billion monthly purchase asset program. The bigger picture, even talking about easing the Fed's purchases of treasuries and mortgage-backed securities will be a delicate balance. In 2013, Fed officials triggered a taper tantrum in the bond market, which puts yields on the 10-year yield up by 0.5 percentage point in a month, when they started to indicate a reduction in the asset purchases were on the horizon. And that's something current Fed officials will be careful to avoid, as higher interest rates would threaten the economic recovery. So what was that? A taper tantrum. Gotta love these guys who put in these phrases and phraseologies here, right? Okay, so again, be a little bit careful now with this 86. It's a lot riskier now than it was just a minute ago. Can we repeat the levels in the chat box area again for those of us who are maybe coming in a little bit late? Thanks again. Those are the levels right there. So again, the 86 area is a lot more riskier right now. And if you didn't get in, please understand that it's riskier, and maybe you need to make a little bit of an adjustment or cancel it altogether. Again, that's because of the way the price action is telling us. Yes, we're looking to get short when they get to a resistance area. Again, like I said, the 80, how you get in is what is, what the deal is. It's not, so we scale in around a level. Maybe if you got in at 85, because we had 86, that's fine. You got filled and you got a nice little rotation off of it. But now, if you're looking for 86 and you didn't get it, I would suggest that you probably cancel the order. And it might work, but it's also a lot riskier this time around than it was just 10 minutes ago. So this is where we talk about making adjustments. I don't have any expectations as to what the market's going to do. I'm going to have my levels. I'm going to trade around them. I'm going to see how the market trades when it gets to a level. I'm going to make a decision at that point whether I want to get short or not. Usually, my levels, my orders are already in place in the market prior to a level getting triggered. So I had 85 in there as the beginning of my scale, and I got filled on that, and it gave me a little bit of rotation down. So I took that profit. But then again, now the 86, like I said, it's little bit more risky. I'm not going to take the 86 level. Maybe I increase them a little bit because I always have like a secondary area of resistance above or below a level. Or support, and so maybe I make the adjustment, or maybe I just cancel it because the market is not didn't react accordingly to my original area. I missed it by just a little bit. So that's where I'm at with this 86. Again, like I said, probably you want to cancel the order because of the reasons I mentioned. All right, so that's what that's what we kind of do here. We are making adjustments. I keep saying that not every trade is the same. Everybody trades differently. Consequently, we're always making a little adjustments to levels, adjustments to the price action, and simply because the market is telling me that that's what I have to do, right? So next level on above that we have that's good resistance would be the 80, the 93 area. Again, this is why you are trading. You get to make adjustments to the levels because of the price action. And this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. And again, if you got 85 and you got a little bit of rotation, that's nice. And if you didn't, that's okay. We're not going to be perfect. I wish I could say we're going to be perfect, but we're not. It is what it is. What it is. All right, we continue to uptick here. Again, be a little bit careful of the trade and of the way the market is. We're next to it could have been a little bit of a buy there above the 85 area if you were looking for a momentum trade. And again, it was all due to the price action. I'll be back here in just a minute. Like I said, we're looking at the 90. We're looking at 93 area above is the next resistance area. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. All right, we are back here. So again, if you made a little bit of an adjustment on the upside there, maybe you were able to get in different on the upper secondary level that we have, like we talk about. That's always a possibility for some of you, and maybe some of you did that. And you got a nice little rotation here off of it. Again, we talked about secondary level above or below support or resistance. So that's what incurred over there, right here. And again, we get a little better entry point only because of the price action and how the price action played out around the 86. Got up to 85 and change there, and then rotated off of it. And we talked about maybe, obviously, the 86 was not strong enough. Maybe you have to make an adjustment a little bit, and the adjustment allowed you to stay in the trade because it allowed you to not get stopped. Right, and it allowed you to stay in the trade a little bit longer. So if you got up there 87, maybe 88, 87 and a half, you could have made a case for all of that. Again, I thought I said that earlier before it happened. So hopefully I did say that before. Some people just say, "Oh, did you not say that? How am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to?" And I did mention it. So hopefully you made the adjustment and were able to stay in the trade a little bit. But again, this is what we do here. We are looking at price action to help us adjust or delete or change our levels. That's how the levels are not etched in stone. This is trading. So everybody's got different ways of looking at the market, looking at the levels. And I'm talking about the Fed and how you can interpret a certain verbiage that comes out of their statement. Everybody looks at things differently because that's what we do here. We're all traders. We all trade differently. That's kind of the fun part about this job versus something else. Every day is a new day. Some people love that. Some people don't, Let's see, bigger picture, even talking about easing up on, we talked about the taper tantrum. That's pretty crazy. But that did happen in 2013. In its last statement, the Fed said it would continue to pace of buying at least $80 billion of the treasuries per month, and at least 40 billion more of the MBSs until substantially further progress has been made towards the committee's maximum employment and price stability goals. So any indication that progress has been made towards those goals may be significant and could indicate that the officials could consider moving up plans to adjust policy. Investors and economists are also listening to how the Fed Chair Powell characterizes inflation and the core numbers, which could be a sign that the economy is running too hot. Until this point, he has maintained that any spike in price increases will be transitory. Powell is likely to acknowledge the economy is making progress given the far better than expected employment reports in March, when the economy added 916,000 jobs versus the 650 that was expected. Furthermore, the jobless claims last week hit a 13-month low, while COVID vaccinations continue apace. The Fed chair is likely to point out that the virus and the variants will still pose a risk to economic outlook. Overnight, the yield on a 10-year climbed 2 basis points to 165. They're probably lower right now than that, or somewhere in that range. Same level where it stood for the last Fed meeting. So we are exactly where we were at the 10-year yield from the last Fed meeting to this one. So they're doing good. They've controlled interest rates. They're happy. Major averages traded around the flat line on Tuesday, and similar sentiment as seen overnight. No kidding. The Dow and Nasdaq futures dipped a little bit overnight, while contracts linked to S&Ps were marginally higher. This was obviously done early this morning. Traders appear to be in a wait-and-see mode before the Fed big meeting, and well as the latest slew of corporate earnings. So, in regards to having or wanting to trade, FOMC or any Fed situation or any F day, you're always going to get, or we're always going to get some after effect next day, right? You don't have to be trading at that moment. If the market is really going to create, or if it's going to inject some volatility into the market after the news comes out, right, which is totally understandable and acceptable, then that's fine. We will have an opportunity to trade the next day or tomorrow if that's the case. So you don't have to be here if you're trading and you really feel like you have to. Again, if you lose money, just add it to my yacht in the middle of the ocean fund, because that's all I'll say. All right, let's see. Any clues offered in the board's statement or subsequent press conference about potential quantitative easing tapering, when and how fast, would likely move to both stocks and bond market, says some investment person. Many FANG are also reporting this week. FANG, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and the other A. The other A, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, and Apple. Of course. How could I forget Apple? Many FANGs are reporting this week, and the stock market may wait until these key reports are out before deciding on the next major move. Well, they're all going to be beating, that's for sure. I just think Powell has the potential to rattle Wall Street if he sounds too hopeful. How do you like that? So now you're talking about being grim and terrible. Now may rattle him if he's being too hopeful. The market may end up reading too much into his optimism and not enough into the need for patience and to see what more data comes through, says the Morgan Stanley person. I'm expecting the chairman to frame it in that way. Great data. We should need a lot more of it. Okay. That's why you got to love these. Like I said, one person is going to say, oh, he's being too mean. The other person, oh, he's being too nice. And he's saying the same thing. I always keep saying, I can give you the same amount of information to 100 people, and 33 of you will make money, 33 of you will lose money, and 33 of you will break even. And that is just a perfect example of it right here. And that's the truth. And that's trading, it's just trading. Everybody has their own risk tolerance, opinions, how you handle the trade. It's not everything's, etched in stone. And how you make adjustments is basically what you're going to do as far as you're making money or not. So, but we try to make the adjustments the right way here, so we keep you in the game. And also, our education package helps you with that, because I work with each individual personally and to try to understand their risk tolerance so that you can maximize profits. That's what we're trying to do here. On the economic calendar today includes high-profile earnings from Boeing, Ford, big tech names like Apple, Facebook. This is all going to be at after the close. And then tonight at 8 o'clock Chicago time, President Biden will unveil his America Families Plan at a joint address of Congress. The joint address of Congress is going to be like the State of the Union address, but obviously because of COVID, they're not going to have the room filled. So it's going to be a toned down State of the Union address. Expectations are for massive stimulus and booming economy that helped propel stock market since Biden took office, and it has even resulted in the hottest 100-day performance since the 1950s. While there are many factors to go into market movement, the S&P has climbed 24% since election day 2020. Wow, I didn't even know that. Didn't know it went up 24% since election day. I mean, I know it went up. I didn't know it went up 24%. Am I bad for not knowing that? I don't know. President Biden's Build Back Better agenda will be on display this evening as he addresses the nations following his first 100 days in office. At the heart of the speech is America Families Plan, the second stage of the multi-trillion-dollar investment proposal. The first part, called America Jobs Plan, which was released at the end of March and could be funded by corporate tax hike. The bill is currently working its way through Congress, though the administration is prepared to push it through without GOP support. Sure, Jeff, no problem. Welcome to our trading room here. We are trading mini S&Ps here. We are looking to take advantage of ebbs and flows of the market. We don't believe markets go straight up or straight down. Consequently, we're trying to find those inflection points that create those opportunities for us to make money, whether it means getting short or long the market. We find those levels and trade them accordingly. We gave out our levels that we use as a guide for the day early this morning when the market started. And if you look at the chat box area, they're right there. We had a little rotation up to our 86 area, which we said we have to adjust a little bit higher because of the way the price action was. And so hopefully we're able to make a little bit of money against that adjustment up here at around 86, 87, probably 87 or 88. If you did that, then you made a nice little rotation off of that level. And now we're just kind of waiting. The next level of resistance, as you can see, is 93. We give you those levels to use as a guide. We can add to them. We can subtract from them. We delete them sometimes, depending on how the market's reacting at a certain area. Like I suggested right now, we made the adjustment at the 86 area, a little bit higher. And there's always reasons why we like to trade or why we're trading. We have an education package that helps with you understanding what we're trying to do. Yeah, we're fading those areas. Obviously, support is a buy and resistance is a sell. But sometimes we also have opportunities for momentum trades, and we have also opportunities for some price action opportunities that occur once the market paints some bars. So the combination of all those things gives us a game plan every day to trade the mini S&Ps, and we kind of are obviously at the disposal of volatility in the market to give us opportunities to trade. We look for 4 to 5 trades in the course of a day. Sometimes we get that quickly, and sometimes we get that not. Yesterday we were very slow. Things did not happen so fast, but it is what it is. And we take each day as it comes, and we make those adjustments accordingly. So every day is a new day, and we just have a game plan every day before we go in, and then we have to let the market kind of dictate how we're going to make those opportunities pay off, and how we're going to have to trade, and what opportunities we're going to have to maybe exit those trades, maybe get into them. A whole bunch of different ingredients that we have to look at every day before we make those determinations or those changes. All right, so that's what we do here on an everyday basis. So welcome. And like I said, what we do is we give you levels in the morning, but the objective of the education course is for you to be able to find those levels on your own and to be able to find the price action opportunities on your own, and more importantly, to understand the reasons why you're trading and to try to maximize profits when you get there. All right, so Biden's going to be talking tonight. That could be a little bit of a we have F day later, then we have Biden talking tonight, and all of this stuff could probably be there'll be some fallout tomorrow, so you don't have to trade. We can wait for tomorrow, right? So be patient is what I'm trying to say. Net profits for Google's parent Alphabet surged a whopping 162%, while revenues soared 34% and a record $55 billion. The pandemic factor helped drive up earnings like coronavirus lockdowns, online shopping, and YouTube watching, and that led to a lot of clicking on ad purchases by retailers, which had increasingly turned into digital commerce as people stopped going through the doors during the COVID-19. Alphabet gained as its board authorized the repurchase of $50 million in stock, climbed 4% to $2,400, or nearly $100 yesterday following the earnings report. A beautiful thing. That's a lot of cash. Microsoft is doing tremendously well. The company reported fiscal third quarter revenues of $41 billion, up 19%, the company's largest revenue growth since 2018 over the year in the pandemic. Digital adaptation curves aren't slowing down, they're accelerating, and it's just the beginning, said CEO. So there you have it. These companies, FANG, are definitely making money. All right. Don't have to worry about them not making any money. All right. So that's kind of the news that's going on as far as what might affect us. Just some things to look forward to, I should say. All right, again, next level resistance we have is up at the 93 area. So a lot of things happening later this afternoon, in addition to the Biden's State of the Union address, a lot of stuff going on. So, if we're worried about getting business, we will. But patience is important. When markets go up like they're doing, trading is kind of subdued. The VIX is probably at a 16 handle now, and doesn't really, doesn't really move that much. Of course, 1725. So maybe at a 16 handle. But anyway, the point is that we rather have the VIX up in the 20 range versus a any teens. But it is what it is, and we have to accept the trade the way it is. We cannot create trades, right? We have to be patient and let the market kind of create the trades for us. You start creating trades, you get yourself in trouble. And all our trades, all the trades that we put on, we're always looking for reasons to get into a trade, right? We're not. We always have reasons to get in. So any trade that I suggest, any addition or any adjustment, those are all. There's a reason for them. And the reasons that we elaborate on is obviously taught in our education course so that you can do this stuff on your own, to find the levels on your own, to be able to make adjustments on your own, to understand why you're making those adjustments, and so on and so forth. So that's what we do here on an everyday basis. And like I said earlier, we used to be on the Florida Exchange, but it's not happening because of COVID, which is fine. Like I said, probably kind of like my basement anyway. Starting to like it now, and see what happens if they ever open it up again. Let's hope that they do. But it is what it is, as they say in French. I think that's in French. Don't. Maybe not. All right, but so we also what we also try to do around here is focus more on the morning hours. I think we discussed this and said that the morning hours give us good bang for our money. The opportunities, if there were going to be any, at least the good ebbs and flows, are basically there during the morning hours, and they get depleted as the day goes on. There's less people trading. There's less activity. People take a break or going out for lunch, or they don't come back. I don't know how that happens, but yeah, that does happen. And so we focus more on the morning hours. The late afternoon hours definitely become more one-way trade than anything else. And so that's always a consideration as far as our trading is concerned. In addition to all of that, don't forget that today, because of FOMC being, later on in the release of that information, we might have seen the bulk of our trading activity today. I mean, we might be sidewinding here a little bit till later this afternoon, and it makes sense considering there's going to be some release of some information that might affect the market later. So, just saying, it is a possibility that not much might be happening the rest of the day. But just stay awake. You never know. You never know when somebody might say something, create some crazy volatility. They might have they don't have a leak on the FOMC. So I've never heard of any leak coming from the FOMC. That I can probably assure you pretty much on that one. They don't leak too many things. All right, we're just kind of hanging. Again, you hear me clicking. I used to have poker chips I used to play with, and you couldn't hear my clicking because I was on the floor and it was further away. But now you can hear me clicking a little bit more because it's quiet in here. There's no noise. Background noise. I guess I could go to the beach again. You are bored if you even suggest that. Sing for me. Okay. Let me think about that one. You must be bored, Don. You must be really bored. That's even making me laugh. That is hilarious, Don. That is hilarious. I wouldn't make that you guys suffer through that ever. I can't even handle suffering through that one. I'm not doing anything on my charts, trust me. I'm just going through my emails and deleting most of my junk that I get. I'm not doing anything fancy with my charts. I'm maybe adjusting some trades on my platform. Don't worry, it's not that complicated around here. I keep everything straightforward. Well, let's hope that happens there for you, Paul. Let's hope they go gangbusters for you. Sing for us. I sound very New York, but you talk about Chicago. Oh God, guy compared me to a person from New York. I'm sorry. That's not the other guy that talks. You can talk to him about New York. You just insulted me big time. Big time insulting me there. I sound like New York, but you talk about Chicago. Yeah, right, HT. This is Don going crazy. I sound like a South Side Chicago. Wow. I said it. Wow, I'm North Side, but okay. I'm sounding like every kind of everywhere. Tim, do I sound like Southside Chicago? See, this is what we talk about when there's nothing going on. What side of Chicago I'm in? If I should sing, I'm from New York, which, sorry, not happening. And the other guy is from New York-ish area. Talk to him about New York all day you want, but you're almost insulting me there by saying that. Apology accepted. We are bored. We are bored. This is what happens. This is what happens. I sound like a Chicago gangsta. Yeah. That's at least, I can handle that one. A Chicago gangsta. All right. This is, when things are really bad, when we're talking about all of this. but it's okay. We had a nice little trade this morning. I mean, again, we made an adjustment to the 86 area. We almost got our 75 on the downside. And I really don't know if anything's going to happen the rest of the day, considering it's FOMC later on this afternoon. So it is going to get very, very quiet leading into FOMC, as there's actually no reason to trade. They've already traded off of last night's earnings results from all these companies. So what else is there to do? Except let's wait for FOMC, and we do not want to be around. I will not be. I have to. This is the discipline I have. I shut down my computer on FOMC, any kind of F day. Yes, Dicka was the obvious Chicago accent. That I will agree with you there. He was the man, and not only accent but persona. All right, tough guy. Tells it like it is. No holes barred. Might get him in trouble. Pivot trade, it's there. Yeah, I mean, we could, if you're bored, if you are bored, all right. Well, that's bonds here. Something's going on. Bonds down ticking all of a sudden. They're breaking their little range. Coming down here quickly. I don't know, something's up, right? Somebody said something. Who knows what? All right, quickly coming down here to our pivot. And again, like I said, if you're bored, you're taking the pivot play here. Yeah, I guess I'm bored. All right, nice little rotation there off of a little rotation off of our pivot. All right. Again, pivot, blue band pivot area. Well, the pivot area, I don't know what happened at that moment in time, but it came all the way down to our pivot there. Maybe some of you took it, like I was suggesting. Some of the pivot players liked it. And maybe some of you took it. No, it's not. We'll talk about that another time. All right. Anywhere around the 81 area there, 81 and a half, 81. I don't know if you got 81. So I was in at 81 and a half. So I don't know if you got, it went down to 81. I don't know if you got filled. Does anybody have 81 that got filled? I didn't get that. I didn't have 81. I had 81 and a half. Anyway, it was a nice little rotation against it. Again, those are one of the opportunities that we have. All right, nice rotation there against our 81 area. And I don't know what happened there, but at least, again, we always are waiting for the market to give us an opportunity. That was a perfect example of it. We had to wait the 81 rotation back to our pivot there. Not a bad buying, first time to it. If some of you took that trade, nice little trade. All right. Again, we're thrown back into a little bit of a range here, but it is what it is. We did have a little buying opportunity there against the pivot rotation. It took a little bit of time to get there, but it did get there. I mean, a little bit of time. It did just traded there. I don't know what happened for it to create that volatility and opportunity, but thank you. And this is what I keep saying, that we have to be patient and wait for the opportunity to present itself. And that's what we are trying to do here. All right, market is maybe, kind of going back and forth. We put the bond market up there. Somebody asked me earlier about why the bonds are up there. Sometimes there's inverse trade, sometimes there isn't. The main reason we have the bonds up there is to sometimes it does give us an opportunity to use the market and to trade. Sometimes there isn't a trade. Lately, it hasn't been doing anything, so it is what it is. Well, crude oil moved in line with S&Ps. I don't know about that. Maybe. My friend trades crude, and I don't know if he would agree with that statement. Yeah, I mean that's what the logic is, but how much up? And if you have too much of a correlation between them, yeah, I mean that's true because and I don't understand that concept at all because uh, usually it was. Well, I mean, I don't know. I just don't understand the concept. I understand why it's happening. I just don't think it's right. Maybe, maybe that's true. I don't know. Who knows? Probably true. So another market that's manipulated. Is that what you're saying? Well, it was really nice yesterday. It was like 80, and then today it's in the 50s. So it's Chicago for you. Yesterday afternoon got really. It was like about 3, 4 o'clock. It was nice, and about 6 o'clock, you felt this like cold wind. I mean, we were shorts all day, and then all of a sudden you're like, wearing these, get this like cold wind hitting you. It was kind of weird, but it's Chicago for you. All right. Again, like I said, we've had to wait for the opportunities for the market to give us opportunities to trade. Hopefully, you've been patient with us. We can't, you know, create trades, make trades happen, even though we want to. We have to wait. And those are that's what this business is all about sometimes. Patience and waiting for the opportunity to present itself, and then being able to take advantage of that opportunity once it's presented to you. We're pretty much range bound. We have been most of the day. So, but it is what it is. And like I said, the market's probably not going to really be doing too much more going forward, only because, again, we have FOMC. Even this little break here was only like 4 or 5 points, but at least it did give us an opportunity to make a little bit of money. And again, if anybody has any questions, good time to ask. And we're getting here to the end of our morning session here, where again we talked about that's where we get our most of our trades. So we've had a couple easy, at least a couple trades I think we could talk that have occurred. All right, market just kind of getting back in a little bit of a range here. All right, we are, like I said, the market is kind of tightened up here. Probably going to be this way the rest of the day. So we're going to be here in the background in case something happens. Again, we highly suggest you be very careful later and in regards to FOMC and what's going on then. So be patient. And like I said, if we had a few good opportunities this morning, and we can only take what the market gives us, and we can always wait for tomorrow. You know, that's all we can do, and that's fine. We've had a couple nice trades this morning. It is what it is, and that's what the market gave us, and that's all we can ask for. Obviously, we're looking for some volatility. If and when the market injects some volatility into the fray here, we'll be ready for it. All right, there, Tova, no problem. No, it's too. It's chilly. Too chilly. Well, that sounds like a really good idea. I might have to go do that right now. Well, as long as you find your niche, man. Everybody's got their own little, whatever makes you profitable. That's all that matters. All right. Well, that's good. Not my singing, though, huh? Because that's never going to happen. Don't worry. You don't have to ask. You don't even have to be polite for that. You can just say, shut the F up. That's not happening. Yeah. Yeah. That's not happening. Hot protein. That's funny. All right. Well, again, like I said, patience is important. Waiting for the opportunities is important. So it is what it is. There's always going to be tomorrow. And they are making it hard to get to 88 again, but you never know. They're done. Never know. I'm not holding my breath. Let's put it that way. 75. Oh, yeah. All right, get back in a bit.
Hey, a couple quick programming notes. Want to thank those that are joining us today as guests. I just sent out a opportunity to sign up for Saul's Friends and Family. To come in here on a daily basis, we start at 9 a.m. We end around 11:30-ish, maybe quarter of 12. We'll be back here again tomorrow. I did want to send out the opportunity for individuals to sign up. I just sent you out a link. It's in chat. It has a special PayPal link for you to sign up as a monthly subscriber to Saul Services. Usually it's $3.79. It's on special at the moment. It's a friends and family special. It's $100 a month, which is a significant savings. You save $279 a month. If you get the $100, it rolls over, so you don't get banged with a $3.79 at the end. So it'll last a month. It'll renew at $100. You are in control because it's between you and PayPal. Hey, Anupam, I didn't see you there. Welcome aboard. Did you get a repeat of the levels, Anupam? Argelia, welcome. Beren, welcome. Hey, Birger. Hey, Carlo. Hey, DSOP, did you have an opportunity to sign up for Saul's Friends and Family? Dale L., let me know. Hey, Dion, I reached out to you yesterday. I'm not sure that you were hearing me. Hey, Don, Frank, Fred, Glenn, HD. Hey, James B., I think you're a candidate for Saul's Friends and Family. Let me know. Hey, Joel. John W., the same. Hey, KG, Kurt H., and Kurt G. Mark B. Hey, Mark L., how are you? Nazario, you're a candidate. Paul K. Paul KZ, did you hook up to Saul's Friends and Family? Just let me know. Paul M., thank you. Peter O. Raul P., thank you. Robert B., thank you. Roop, thank you. Timothy V., thank you. Tova, I think you're ready, right? And Warren, thank you. So, Anupam, do you need me to dig them out for you, or are you okay? So I think I asked you two questions. Sorry about that. If you need them, just say need, and I'll send them to you, or I'll read them out to you. Okay, great. It's no problem. Saul's been in and out all morning. He's amazing. Tova, you ready to go here or what? I'll be in the background if you need me. Remember, if you haven't made your money by this time during the day, sign up for the Friends and Family. Save yourself $279. Communicate with us. We'll set up a time to speak to you privately. We'll do a trading consultation for you, and we'll take it from there. It's for new traders and experienced traders. New traders get set off on the right foot. Experienced traders start to buckle down and focus on where the money is, just like the new traders. So do yourself a favor and hop on board. It's the good ship, Zoom Trade Along. For those that didn't receive the link, raise your hand and I'll send it out to you personally. If you haven't received the Friends and Family link, raise your hand and I'll send it out to you directly. Got a number of people that asked that question. Thank you. Hey, Mark, how are you? I'll send it out to you personally, Mark. So let me know if you got it. John, I'll send it out to you. Thank you. Pete, I'll send it out to you. Thank you. Just raise your hand and I'll make sure you get it. You don't want to get left at the bus stop, if you know what I mean. Paul, thank you. I'll send it out to you. Jim, thank you. I'll send it out to you. Got a nice group in here. Join us and be part of our daily experience. And remember, as we say, this is about you. I mean, think about it. This is about you and your trading. Whether you push yourself away from your computer today with a positive result in your account or not. You should be able to work between the hours of 9:30 to 11:30 and have banked your money for the day. That's the plan. So let's get you hooked up and a part of it. Hey, Tom, thank you. You're in good company, Tom. Hey, Ramesh, thank you. Yeah, I'm sending that out to you now. Thanks for raising your hand. I put your hand down right after I send it to you, just so you know. Hey, Jim, thank you. All right, anybody else? Raise your hand. I'm going to be in the background if you need me. Just want to make sure everybody's authorized properly. I appreciate you being here and being part of Saul's friends and family. Hey, Harry, I just saw you raised your hand. I'll send it out to you now. Anybody else, make sure you raise your hand so I can send it out to you personally. It's the opportunity to sign up for Saul's Friends and Family. Join us on a daily basis when you can attend. Starts at 9:25 a.m. on every trading day. Go through the morning session together. Receive Saul's proprietary scalping levels and zones, his commentary, which was fantastic today. Be part of the elite group. And Saul's Zoom trade along. Hey, quick shout out to Donald S. Hey, Donald, welcome. Hey, Argelia, I saw you came in before. I'm not sure whether you missed the morning session or not. Just let me know back in chat. Dion, let me know if you're back. Dion.